The toughest high school athlete I've ever met is not a football player, or a wrestler, or even a runner. West Jefferson senior Matt McClish is living proof that sometimes you find the toughest athlete in the place you'd least expect it, on the golf course.
Oh, I won't back down.
This is a golf story unlike any you have ever heard. How many strokes?
1.
Based on that, you might think this is a story about a hole-in-one.
You get the call and it's just like somebody ripped your heart out.
But it's not.
That was probably the hardest day of our life.
This golf story began in 2008, 6 years before Matt McClish ever picked up a club. Matt was in the 2nd grade, on his way to the playground for recess, when something unusual happened.
The playground went like what a movie flashback would look like.
Matt and his parents referred to it as deja vu. But like deja vu, it kept happening again and again and again until one day.
And he kind of just stopped playing and just kind of stared off into space for like 5 or 10 seconds. And when he came back, he said, "That's deja vu." And that's when we knew something was wrong.
It turns out deja vu was a seizure, and Matt had plenty of them. He was diagnosed with epilepsy, but then an MRI revealed the cause, a brain tumor.
It always happens to somebody else. You don't think it's going to happen to you. And then when it does, your whole perspective changes on everything.
So Matt had surgery to remove the tumor in 5th grade, then another surgery in 6th grade, and another in 9th grade, just like deja vu over and over again. 5 procedures in all. But while Matt's brain needed work, his heart was quite full with a new love, the game of golf.
It went from playing every day of the week, spending 4 hours at the range.
And that dedication made Matt an all-county first-team golfer. But in the fall of his junior year, he needed one final brain surgery, except this time, Matt didn't have deja vu. This time, he saw the future. Right before they wheeled him away, Matt whispered in his mother's ear.
I told her right before I went into surgery.
He said he had a bad feeling about it.
But when Matt woke up from surgery, his bad feeling turned into no feeling at all. He was paralyzed, unable to feel the left side of his body, his vision impaired. The doctor said it was the result of a stroke. That provided the answer, but Matt still had one question.
Why me? That's the biggest thing. I always ask myself that.
Do you have an answer to that? Why you?
I feel like there's a reason why the stroke happened, and that's to inspire others.
Can you wiggle your thumb? Oh my gosh, Matthew, that's awesome. Do it again.
Oh, I won't back down. No, I won't back down.
One way to inspire others, pay no attention when your doctors tell you you may never walk again. Matt spent 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, doing rehab at Nationwide Children's Hospital. They brought him a putter to lift his spirit. Matt would hit putts while 3 nurses held him up.
It brought some relief, being able to do what I love.
After 7 weeks in the hospital, Matt left on December 29th of last year. Still not able to use the left side of his body, Matt made a decision that sounded crazy at the time, but things only sound crazy until you do them. When you hear that one of your golfers is going to relearn the game one-handed, your reaction was?
How in the world are you going to do this?
The answer? Spend hours and hours practicing at a golf simulator. How long did it take you before you felt comfortable actually making this swing?
Oh, a while.
Yeah.
A couple months maybe.
It was like, wow, how in the world is he going to do it? And then you see it coming, and like he's determined he's definitely going to do this.
Not only did Matt do it, he returned to the West Jefferson golf team for his senior season with half the hands and twice the determination. Do you get frustrated that you can't play as well now as you used to?
I do, yeah, I do. It's a big change.
Impossible. I've tried it, and I put it on a tee, and I simply can't do it.
You break your right hand and go just up straight.
So you take it steep?
Yep, and then just let the club fall.
Then just basically your own pendulum.
Yep, just like that.
Impossible.
What do you think?
You kept it in the fairway.
While Matt can drive a golf ball, he can no longer drive a car, or go for a run, or play the saxophone. Matt has to wear a brace on his left leg at all times so he doesn't break a bone.
I just think it must be like really difficult for him and probably like really scary. I mean, I don't think I'd be able to go through this without, I've never even seen him shed a tear about it.
But that doesn't mean Matt hasn't struggled throughout this process.
I feel like I get looked at differently. I feel like I get looked at as like that kid that had the stroke. And I don't want to get looked at like that. I just want to get looked at like a normal person.
And yet, there's nothing normal about a one-handed golfer. But Matt hasn't done it alone. His family has been there every step of the way. Two parents, bonded by faith, working tirelessly to help their son.
I honestly sometimes feel like a burden to them because I have so much stuff that I need done, but I can't do it on my own.
Angie, when you hear your son say that he feels like a burden on you, you say,
No way, buddy. We would do this 100 times over. You'll do anything for your kid.
Oh, I won't back down.
This is a golf story unlike any you have ever heard. Although maybe it's not a golf story. Maybe it's a story about a golfer whose brain failed him, whose heart picked him back up, whose soul refused to take no for an answer. A story that's still being written, one swing, one hand, and one lesson at a time.
Don't give up. Keep your faith and work hard.
Never give in, never give up, persevere in everything you try to do.
Don't take anything for granted.
I want people first to be inspired that there's nothing impossible that you can't overcome.
Won't back down.